as somebody who's traveled to Russia to try and create peace and improve relations, and I know what happens when you do that. You come home and you're attacked viciously. I mean, I can say, Tucker, of course you were going to be attacked. You had to know this, and Tucker had to know it. Look, he's not stupid. He's a very smart guy. Let me start off again with a couple things. One, Tucker and I have a history, and I've been very upfront about this history. It's a history that dates back to his time as a CNN host of. Do you remember Crossfire? CNN's
he
Crossfire.
used to wear the bow tie.
Yes, on the left, on the right.
Yeah.
And I was a guest on Crossfire a lot during the lead up to the Iraq War. And on one particular event, we had Paul Begala on the left, Paul Begala, and on the right, Tucker Carlson. And so the interview is going okay. I just published a book about Endgame, about how to solve the Iraq crisis once for all. And Paul Begala is, even though I was attacking the Clinton administration and he was a Clintonite, he was respectful. We had a discussion. We laid the facts out. I thought it was very productive. Tucker was sort of quiet. He would come in a little bit, but then at the end, as we're running out of time, because it's a timed event, this is before a live audience in Georgetown, Washington, D.C. And Tucker suddenly puts a quote up from the book. And he reads the quote and he says, "That contradicts everything you say. You're a hypocrite. You're this, that, and the other thing." And I said, "Tucker, I wrote the book. The paragraph before this and the paragraph after, if you add it, brings context, and what you think you're reading isn't what you're reading at all. No, you're a hypocrite. And that's all the time we have from the left, Paul God from the right, blah, blah, and we're done. Boom, blah, 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 bam." And I'm sitting there going, "You son of a..." I stood up and I came to him and I said, "I'm going to knock your teeth out," in front of the whole crowd. I said, "What you did is disgraceful. This isn't journalism. This was an ambush, and it's a dishonest ambush because you know damn well what was above it. You know what was below it. You're playing a game. I don't like this game. I'm going to beat the crap out of you right now." Security's grabbing me. Paul Begala saying, "Scott, don't do it. Don't do it." And the crowds, yeah, because they knew what he did. It was scum, human scum. And they led me off. And ever since then, if you told me Tucker Carlson, I say, I hope I meet him in a bar someday because I will headbutt him and then kick him into the oblivion. He's the worst person in the world. And I despised Tucker Carlson. I hated him. And I watched him go into Iraq and play soldier boy, this little, I got to be careful what I say, but he's posing with his CNN security crew with an AK-47. Like, you've never fired an AK-47 in anger in your life, you little turd. Now you're posing like it's something big, and you're going in and bragging about how you're cutting off Iraqis at a gas station in their country where America's occupied it, and you're cutting them off from the gas they need to survive because you're what? A white American coming in and exercising your privilege, you spoiled little frat boy. And I hated him, despised him. I still get angry about this, but about a year and a half ago, I get a phone call from, Max Blumenthal, Gray Zone, and his lovely wife, Anya. She calls me up. She says, "Hey, Tucker Carlson wants to talk to you." I said, "I don't want to talk to him." I said, "What? No, I don't like this guy." She says, "He knows that. He knows you don't. He actually wants to talk to you. He wants to talk to you about Russia, but he also wants to apologize because he knows what he did was wrong." And I said, what I said is that, I said, "Are you telling me the truth?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, I'm not a vindictive person." I said, "That's not the conversation. If he wants to talk about Russia, I don't want it to be an apology." I said, "Tell him that I accept his apology and we don't have to ever talk about it again." Well, he called up, he apologized anyways. He was very gracious. And I didn't have to say anything. He knew exactly the incident that I was talking about. He knows why I was angry, and he understands the fury behind it. He said, "I was so wrong. You were so right. I apologize." I said, "Okay, we're done. We never have to talk about this again. Let's talk about Russia." And we had a series of conversations about how the media is getting it wrong on Russia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, last summer, late summer, I knew I was coming back to Russia in December. I was asked by some senior Russian people if I could get Tucker Carlson to join me on this trip. And the idea would be that there would be an interview with Vladimir Putin involved in this. And I reached out. Tucker never responded because I think Tucker was already in contact with his source. I don't know. Tucker has to tell that story, how that happened. But when Tucker didn't respond, I put a bid in. I said, look, if Putin's on the table, I'd love to have a conversation with Vladimir Putin. And they took it. And what they came back was that the president's administration respects you, thinks, you're doing good work and all that. But neither Putin nor Medvedev will be giving interviews at this time because of the sensitivity of the upcoming American election, and they don't want to be seen as interfering with American politics. And I went, all right, there's the answer. So I have to tell you, when I came back from Russia and suddenly Tucker Carlson's in Russia getting an interview with Vladimir Putin, I am jealous as hell. I'm just going to be honest with you, okay? I wanted that damn interview, and Tucker Carlson got it.